huckleberries. Some of my very earliest memories are in the kitchen. I was very fortunate to have 3 role models growing up. My mom baked all of our bread from scratch. My grandma lived with us for most of my young life too. So I learned from her how to plant, how to harvest, and how to use fruits and vegetables from start to finish and using the whole thing. My dad was quite a baker as well. I remember being in the kitchen with him making cookies and would do like 4 batches of different kinds of cookies, and I would help him. And I remember one time we were putting cookies in the oven and out of the oven, and I was taking them and putting them on the cooling rack, and he said, "Wow, we really got a system going. We could open a cookie shop." And that was the first time that I thought you could bake cookies for your job. And when I think about that now, I always remember that being the first time that I ever thought about doing something like baking sweets for a living. Definitely fond memories in the kitchen from all the way when I was very young, and that's what I carry with me now. I'm Chef Lynette Pflueger, founder of Fireweed Baking Company. In my recent work in food sovereignty, I learned about fireweed, and when I was trying to think about a name for my baking company, it made perfect sense to me because fireweed is a plant that comes in after a great disturbance, such as a fire. It's a beautiful hot pink flower that I love, and it is highly restorative to the body and the land. Having burnt out several times throughout my career, I eventually made a career shift. So I took a job in food service sales for a local to Spokane company called Spiceology. I spent 4.5 years there, connecting with chefs around the country. It was really fun, but that job came to end. And that was right when I got into my food sovereignty work and started learning more about these plants. It was also COVID, and the hospitality industry definitely took a blow in what I would call a major disturbance. And so watching that kind of burn down a little bit and deciding to get back into the industry and bring my talents back to the community in Spokane, I just thought fireweed was such a beautiful metaphor for what I feel like is a reemergence as a chef getting back into the industry. And my husband and son share the name Flores Sparks, and I like to translate that to fiery flower, which I think makes sense with fireweed also. Our service style is more about the interaction than the transaction. It's really important to us to nourish a strong relationship with our community. Your first impression when you come into Fireweed Baking Company and you see our selection, I would expect to be, wow, these are modern looking things. I don't know what exactly this or that is, but I'm gonna give it a try. And when you try it, I hope to hit you right in the nostalgia and bring you back. That's what baking is to me, is really happy memories. And so when people taste my food, I hope that that's what I can bring back to them as well. I'm hoping to figure out how to attract a customer who trusts me. I hope to be able to chat with guests and kind of land on something that I feel like we can provide that will really nourish their body and their spirit that day. Trying to be the change in the world that we would like to see is one of our goals as well. I think it's really important to know where your food comes from, and that includes knowing who's producing it. And when you go to spend your money, it's really important to keep your dollars as local as possible. The next step for me right now is to fundraise a little bit more to just help make sure that we feel stable as we're getting started and make our first year a real success. And at this point, the best way that we can receive support is monetarily, to get us into a storefront as soon as possible so that we can start giving these gifts to the community of Spokane. I hope that by early 2026, I'll have some good news on a place to call home.